how would investors think about like return on investments, investing in like space tech or robotics companies that operate in the space? Because if we talk about construction, there is like this long sales cycle and a long I don't know, capitalization time from investment point of view, I guess, because of the sales cycle as well and how the construction works. Feels like in space, it's even much longer. There's not that much of a market. There's no, obviously, B2C customer in any shape or form. But how investors think about returns on those investments, because it seems like a risky thing.
It's not the first time in mankind's history that we're off to new shores, and I'm using that term deliberately, and developing a new economy and reaping massive benefits from it. The best investment in mankind's history that anyone could have ever made is actually not any time in the last 100 years. It was basically the East India Company. If you had invested in that company in the 1600s, you would have been in for a massive reward. And that was developing a new economy. So what we can learn from that is that one thing always repeats. As you find new, let's use Gabe's term, as you find new shores or new real estate to develop, you need to invest in one of two things, in my opinion, and that's exactly how mankind's off to new shores has always evolved. One, you need to invest in eliminating the need for a long supply chain. Eliminating the need for a long supply chain. I'll explain what I mean by that. And two, find, develop, manufacture, and bring home resources. That's the two things that have always worked in finding new shores, investing into it, and reaping massive profits. So I think finding, refining, manufacturing, and bringing home resources, I think that much is clear what I mean by that. So that's something I think you can invest in the space economy for sure. Two, or one, I should say, eliminate the supply chain. So investing in eliminate the long supply chain. Investing in a long supply chain, in the end, is actually still inefficient. The best supply chain is the one that you don't need. That's what logistics people will always tell you. The best supply chain is the one that you don't need. That's why, for example, on Earth, sustaining a war on a different continent is very, very expensive. But sustaining a war on your home turf is actually not as expensive by a large degree. And that is because the long supply chain is what exponentially drives costs, chaos, etc. So the best supply chain is the one that you don't need. And that's what you should invest in the space economy.